Hey folks, welcome to 3 Chord Dave Live number 74. We're going to NAMM this week, so it's kind of exciting. Yeah, good to see you. Thanks to everyone for popping in. Let me just get all set up so that everything's in the right order, and we'll dive right into it. Hopefully everyone's doing well, and let me just also check the sound levels and stuff like that. It should be okay because I haven't adjusted it since last week, so hopefully all is good. And I'm also just waiting for a few more people to join us because my system says there's not as many people as usual. Yeah, how's everyone doing? Hope you are all well. Let me just fix this thing here, and we'll get right to it. That's fine, and that needs to go there. That needs to go to there. All right, so we should be good. Yeah, so everything's cool. Good to see you guys. It's Saturday. Saturday means it's time for beer. San Miguel is on the menu tonight. Just launch it to you, my friend. Yes, what a week. So you may have noticed, 3 Chord Dave took a week off. So the month of continuous posting in March really took its toll, and I was just exhausted a little bit and needed to reevaluate and kind of think about everything that happened over March with YouTube, how it went and stuff like that. And all good, figured out kind of what is going to work going forward and what isn't. Um, had a long think about a lot of things, and it's all good. Now we're going into NAMM, and it's going to be weird, and I don't really know how it's all going to work out, but I'm excited. And yeah, listen, let's just dive into our normal 3 Chord Dave live chat. If you're new here, make sure you say hello to us. That's the most important thing because we want to say hello and be friendly and stuff like that. But as always, Scott Bogfoot was the first one here. He says, cheers, all good to see you, Scott. Hope all's good with you, man. T is here. Good to see you, T. Hope all's good, man. Says hello to everyone as well and says, did you see Martin's new releases? Not so much, no. I know I have an email waiting for me from Martin about something, but no, I haven't seen them. I'm sure they'll be at NAMM this week because yeah, Martin are going to be at NAMM, so I'll take a look at that kind of thing. Scott says he doesn't follow Martin too much. I'm not huge into my acoustics, so although all day today I've just wanted to have an acoustic with me, I don't know why. There's one over there, I just never touch it, so it's kind of buried in behind a few things. But there you go. I've had it since I was 12 years old. Ryan Byrne is here. Good to see you, Ryan. Hope all's good with you, my friend. And Scott says, anyone new here, welcome. You'll have to subscribe and wait for 1 minute before you can chat in the best chat on YouTube. That's true. You do have to chat, be subscribed for at least 1 minute. That's one of the things YouTube stipulates. So hit the subscribe button, wait around for 60 seconds and say, hey, why not? Ryan says, I saw Martin have relic'd guitars now. They look a lot cooler than relic electrics. Interesting. That I suppose that's a natural progression. It was bound to happen at some point. Um, Scott says just got home from round the bay. Uh, I did see. By the way, you should be following Scott on YouTube as well. Make sure you click and subscribe to his channel. He posts a lot of videos, and if you want to sing along, he's playing guitar for you. So it's good. It's always good fun. Always check out some of his videos each day. Ryan says, I feel like that's a joke, but I'm not sure. And it's a Newfie thing, apparently. I feel like we're missing out on something there, Ryan, you and I, my friend. But anyway, rolling on. What else have we got? It's a photo of Kurt Cobain's guitar. Mad. Shh, I can't say that in the opening 5 minutes. I have to watch a proper demo or review on it. Wow, that's interesting. They're sort of trying to reissue his D18. Then Ryan says, yeah, it's for the D18. That sounds a bit wow. Interesting stuff coming from Martin. I'm sure I'll find out more about it this week. Definitely want to look into it then if that's the case. Yeah, weird stuff all around. Let me know, guys, if you've seen any cool NAMM stuff or pre-NAMM releases and things like that. I haven't been super impressed by any of the things I've seen so far, but I'm trying to keep it all a surprise for the actual thing itself. Glenn says, hello, my family of misfit gear fiends. Good to see you, Glenn. Hope all's good with you, man. The D18 Street Legend. Very cool, T. I'm liking the sound of that. Glenn says, anyone from outside the UK order from Andertons? And if so, how long before they shipped? I ordered a video camera Monday and it's still being processed. I know they have more paperwork with overseas shipments. Well, I'm not in the UK, Glenn. Common misconception. A lot of people outside of Ireland think that Ireland's part of the UK. It's not. Last time I ordered from them was sometime early last year, was it? When I got the Mustang Micro. It does take a couple of days extra, but all in all, I think it took about a week to get here. Something from Thomann can take 10 days to get to here. And I know you mentioned before it's taking you like 3 or 4 days to get something from Thomann. So you probably get better service than I do from them, to be honest. But I know if I order something from the UK now, it usually takes me a little bit longer. There's always a delay in it now because of customs and all that sort of crap. It is so annoying to the point where I try not to order anything from the UK anymore, unless I really have to. Which may be the case soon because I want to buy that Eastman, and the only place I can get it from is the UK, so, or the US. It'd probably be quicker coming from the US, ironically, but there you go. Scott says, any new gear this week? I committed to buying a Taylor 816 CE, $6,300. Going to take a while to pay off, dude. That is an outlay for sure. Should be a good one though. I'm sure you'll be happy with it. Very, very cool. I've actually managed to get all the way to NAMM without buying a guitar, so that is impressive to me. All the way from November to right now without buying any kind of guitar. I wonder how long it'll last. so yeah, now that NAMM is upon us, and when I come back, it'll be my birthday week. We'll see what happens. So yeah, expect new gear to appear on the channel very soon, for sure. Ryan, or T says to Ryan, Maury's, I hate names. Maury's Music has a review on it. There you go. Worth checking out for sure. Ryan says, I love that guitar. Congrats to Scott, I'm sure. And Glenn says, if Epiphone doesn't release any new colors for the Firebird during NAMM, I'm going to probably get one in burst. You might end up getting one in burst, to be honest. In that case, Glenn, I haven't really heard of Firebird colors coming, but I don't know. I've heard lots of stories about Epiphone, and I know for a fact some of them are bullshit. I just don't know which ones. So yeah, what I think is going to happen is this week there's going to be like 3 or 4 days of Gibson releases. They're going to stick to their Tuesday release being the Adam Jones. And there was some confusion. Somebody reckoned I had said that the 4th of April was the Adam Jones. If I did, I always meant the 11th. But I think it's pretty clear I said the 11th of April would be the date. 11th or 13th, and I expect it to be the 11th. So just to clear that up, because someone was asking on the Facebook group, you will see a new Adam Jones guitar this week. I mean, as far as I'm aware, they're all ready to go. So wait and see. Ryan says, I found a Vivian Campbell LP custom. Going to look at it tomorrow. Very cool. Those ones are good, despite the color. Scott says, my buddy has a 214 CE and a 224 CEK. I'm not impressed with the 800 series V-Class. Is really nice. Hey, I'm sure it is. It does fall outside of my expertise, which I mean most guitars do. Al says, hello gang, good to see you, Al. Hope all is well with you, my friend. Glenn says, I played a couple of Taylor. They are sweet. No better recommendation than one from Glenn, in my opinion. Chris from Coburg is here to make us all hungry. Says, I'll catch the replay. Gotta go rehearse some new songs and end the jam with some curry potato stew and beers. Cheers, y'all. Happy Saturday. See, he's not even sticking around, but he still decided to make us hungry. Good to see you, Chris. Hope all's well. Enjoy the jamming and the practice and rehearsals and stuff. That's good stuff. Indeed. T says, Glenn Bailey, as far as I remember, it was the next day. So there you go. So different experiences with what you call them, Andertons. I did buy my SG from Andertons, my Epiphone SG in 2020, right at NAMM, right at the time NAMM was happening. Went straight on Andertons website and bought the guitar, and it arrived like 3 days later. The courier was an idiot and left it out in the rain. That's not their fault. There you go. the whole thing that I give out about. Glenn says, thanks T, I'll give it till Monday and then ask what's going on. It's in stock item and I paid with PayPal. Give them an extra day, Glenn, because Monday is a bank holiday, so they probably are not open. I would imagine their shop's probably not open on Monday. Well, it's a bank holiday here. I presume Easter Monday is a bank holiday in the UK. So I think Easter bank holiday is the only one Ireland and the UK share. So could be wrong though. Anyone in the UK, please confirm. So they ordered a cab from home and once it got it 3 days later to the States. I knew it was you who said that you got something. I think someone else in Alabama had, maybe it was Bud. Anyway, few folks have told us similar stories, which annoys me when it takes 10 days to get to Germany, from Germany to Ireland. So annoying, but there you go. Ben Allmark's here. Good to see you, Ben. Hope all's good with you, my friend. Says, hope we're all well, happy and healthy. Indeed, Ben. Good stuff. Glad to see you, as always. Dropping in. Miranda is here. Good to see you. Miranda says, hey everyone, and Dave, just wanted to share the excitement for my new guitar. Very cool. Traded a Fender Custom Shop Strat for a Gibson Brian Ray 62 SG Junior in White Fox. Great playing instrument. Very cool. I love the Brian Ray signatures. The Silver Fox, is it the Silver Fox one as well that they have? That's a cool one. I like that. But that's a very cool guitar. I do indeed enjoy that one. So yeah, very nice stuff. Very, very, very approved. Very approved. Much approved. It's just approved. That's all. Congrats. T says, congrats, man. I'd say it feels and sounds great. Oh, that's a Scott Bogfoot for his Taylor. Indeed, I would say it probably does. Al says, just finished a beer and now my wife is making bacon and eggs for supper. Boy, she's going to love me tonight. Y'all are putting food thoughts in my mind. Good stuff, Al. Miranda says, since it's an SG with P90 and not black, I guess it's Dave approved. I mean, it is approved. I'm never telling you guys what I like and don't like ever again. Never. Not once. Except for the next thing that comes up. Al says, hey Miranda, sounds great. Are you posting any pics? You can do so in the Facebook group. It's a great segue there, Al. Facebook group is linked in the description below. It's a brand new Facebook group. It was pretty much completely set up by Muddy H2O, who is our resident geek. I would say he's a lord and a geek, but that brings its a whole other connotation with it on this channel. But he set up the Facebook group. He did a very good job and he's super cool and he's telling me I should promote it all the time. So make sure you join the Facebook group if you haven't already. Click the link in the description below and go to the Facebook group. It's free. You just need to be approved. So as long as you apply, you probably get approved. And share pics of your new guitars. Don't want any other pictures, just your guitars and things. So yeah, do that. That'd be super cool. Miranda, if you feel like it. And if you have a Facebook, I keep Facebook for things like groups, like seeing people's guitars and things. That's why I have it. And a couple of people still use Messenger, so that is why as well. John Prendergast says, I'm here. I'm not sure what to do with my hands. It's a great question. Some of us have that problem. I have that problem. I'm here presenting, and as you can see, my hands move around. But hey, good to see you, John. Thanks for joining us. Glenn says, nice guitar, Miranda. And Al says, John, play some guitar. That's one way of doing it, but just pay attention. Also, lots of attention-worthy things, I hope, will be said. Scott says, remember, if it gets busy, use the @3Chord Dave trick to ensure your comment is read out live. Indeed, we weren't too bad last week. I think it got a bit busier, but not too bad. So we got all the comments read out. But yeah, a few weeks before that, it's been tough. So if you are new here in particular, just want to let you know, when it gets busy, sometimes I can't get all the comments. So just tag me in them if it's something you want me to read out, or say if you're saying something to Scott or Al or Ryan or any of the guys there, you don't need to just tag me and I'll just skip over it then and all is good. Like for all your hello messages and stuff to people from other chats or from this chat, whatever. I don't need to be tagged in that, but I'll try and read out as much as I can. By the way, guys, you may have noticed I've got this sexy t-shirt which says 3Chord Dave on it. It's a brand new merch line that we have. The link's also in the description below. Let me just switch to this. If you haven't seen it before, this is what it looks like in person. You need to move your beard out of the way so everyone can see my animated face. that says Chord Dave. If you want to support the channel, you can do so by buying that t-shirt. It's linked in the description below. And my favorite joke I've ever made, you can also buy a lefty version, but it's a little bit more expensive because it's a lefty version. $29.99 gets you this one, and $30 gets you that one. That's just how it works, because if you're lefties, you got to buy more, you got to pay more. You can also get a mug which has lefty and righty on it at the same time, and the stickers only come in righty because only righties use stickers, apparently. So click the links in the description or on the box thing, or the thing with the link at the, you could buy the thing and do it. You can also hit up Patreon, by the way. Videos will be back next week. The idea on Patreon is there will be exclusive content, and there will be, what do you call them? 24 hours early access to all the videos that we do on the channel. Obviously this week took a week off, so there was nothing on it, but we'll get back to videos next week. There will be some only posted on Patreon NAMM videos. If some interviews will just stay on NAMM, or stay on Patreon, I should say, and that's the only place you'll see them. Most of the content will be on both, but it'll be up on Patreon first. We'll be live streaming as well. That's the plan, is to live stream from the minute I walk in the door at NAMM to just do a walk around. If we can keep connection and get through it all, that'd be cool. So just do a walk through, kind of see a few things. I'm then going to go from booth to booth recording stuff and put out videos over the entire week. So keep an eye out, particularly on Thursday. I'll be putting out a lot of stuff on Thursday. Friday, I've got a meeting set up with people and stuff like that, and lunches, 2 lunches so far. That's my favorite part of the day, of course. And we'll be seeing, lots of other things. So hopefully we'll get a few considerably better known faces than mine on the channel this week, and some cool stuff. Going out to Norm's Rare Guitars, I think on Saturday. It's the opening hours make it like, everyone's going to be there. So I'm going to try and get out there early so I can be like there when they open up. So if you guys want to see anything in particular, by the way, if you've noticed anything that's coming to NAMM or going to be on at NAMM, let me know. Plenty of shows and stuff happening around it. So I'll try and film as much as I can and show you guys. But yeah, all the ways to follow and link and support the channel is in the description, so make sure you check all those out as well. And that's all for now. Let me just get into one other thing I wanted to show you guys as well before we get going on, or get back into the chat. Where's this thing? There we go. So I've got something I would like you to do. So you may know my brother's YouTube channel is Carl's Movie Film Show. I'm going to put a link to it in the chat there. And I'd like you all to subscribe to it. He is just about 50 shy of the 1,000 subscriber mark, and he does some really good videos about movies and shows and stuff like that. So if you have any interest in movies, TV shows, Irish people talking about stuff that is content related, check out his channel and subscribe to it. If you could do that for me, that'd be super cool. I'd really like him to get over 1,000 by the end of April. So if we can get a few people from here to go over and watch his videos, that'd be great. So hit that link and subscribe. That'd be great. Thank you. Right, where was I in the chat? Oh crap, I lost my place. Nothing new there. Glenn says, hey, a new beer. Well, it's we've had it before. It's just a new bottle for the same beer. San Miguel. Reminds me of my days in Asia, because we used to drink San Miguel a lot in the Philippines. Some good trips. Anyway, I won't get into those details. We'll be here all night. Richard Clark says, do you know what has a pink bristle hair, a curly top, and hops around with a basket of eggs in his mouth this time of year? The Easter pig. Good to see you, Richard. Hope you're doing well, my friend. That's cheers to you. Always great to see you. Donald DeMille says, hello from Atlanta, Georgia. Rainy and cold here. We are just east of Augusta, so if you see the weather at the Masters, that is Atlanta as well. I think golf is one of those sports I just don't understand. I don't like. There's sports I don't follow that I can sit and watch occasionally if I'm like in a bar or something. Golf is not one of them. I don't understand why it's a sport. Why Is that a thing? Anyway, I don't get it. But so I know friends who go play golf, but really all they go golfing for is so they can go to the bar afterwards. You could just skip the golf part, guys. I don't know why. Anyway, rolling on. Mike says, Happy Easter weekend. Dave, happy Easter weekend to you, Mike, and to all of you guys. Of course, chocolate is always good. And there's, I believe it's some religion as well, some religious stuff, excuse me. T says, Chord Dave, think John Mayer pulled his Martin 20th anniversary models. I don't keep up with acoustic guitar news, T, so I have no idea. Possibly all right. And I'm also going to be sacrilegious here. I'm going to get absolutely shot for this, but I don't really listen to a lot of John Mayer, so I don't really follow him all that much. The Silver Sky stuff I keep up with because people are freak out about that guitar. And there's a lot of good stuff. I'm pretty sure we have a maple version of the SE version of the Silver Sky coming out now, but because John Mayer's been seen playing one, so we're pretty sure it's coming soon. Will it be this week? Now that NAMM's coming, I do expect. Even though Fender, Gibson, and PRS are not going to be at NAMM, by the way, I do expect them to put some stuff on. They might wait till next week, but I doubt it. I reckon it'll be this coming week. So we'll see. Kind of a dick move if you ask me, but I think they're all pulling a dick move. But there you go. Ryan says, I saw Squire has a new line that look pretty cool. Yeah, the Sonic ones, they're pretty cheap as well. So interesting move by Squire. And yeah, as I said, there are going to be more stuff from Fender and stuff this week, so keep an eye on them. Matt Van Bosch, good to see you. Matt says, Hi Dave, you must be absolutely wired for NAMM. Have you got all your gear sorted and how are you planning on filming everything? Yeah, Matt, excited is not the word. Like, it's pretty much all I'm talking about. I was at my day job all this week thinking, damn it, NAMM is next week. Why is it not next week? I should have taken an extra few days off, so I'd be off already. So yeah, pretty much this weekend, I'm like getting everything set, batteries charged, memory cards wiped, everything. So I'm going to be live streaming directly off my phone, which is I've never done before, so that's going to be tricky. So if you see a rogue live stream pop up in the next couple of days, you'll know I'm just testing stuff out. I have a gimbal I'm bringing with me. I'm bringing my normal camera that you're looking at right now. It's filming me right now. But I've only one battery for that camera. Usually right now when I record my videos, it's plugged in. So I only have one battery for it that I can use, which only lasts about 40 minutes. So I have to get to, and it being Ireland, I don't know why this is, but I can't get batteries for the camera. It's a popular Canon M50 camera. They're quite popular, but I can't get batteries for them anywhere. And when I can get them, but they want to charge me crazy money for a battery. So I'm going to try and go to a few electronic stores, and when I get to California, see if I can pick up a couple of cheap batteries, keep us going. But a lot of it's probably going to be filmed on my phone because I can keep that charged as I go with battery packs and stuff. So that's going to be a lot of it. All my microphones and stuff will work with the phone and things. Tested all of that out. I did a couple of videos last month with the phone, and nobody seems to have noticed that they were filmed on the phones instead of the camera. So that's good. It's a good idea to test all these things out. So yeah, everything's ready. I have a book full of ideas and things I want to do. I've gone through the NAMM show map 100 times, and each time found something else I want to go to. There's also exhibition events and stuff like that, and I've ticked a lot of those off. Yeah, lots of cool stuff. I'm super excited. It's my first NAMM. It might be my last NAMM, so I want to make the most of it. But having said that, if anyone out there, if you're watching the stream and thinking, who cares? I live in South California. I'm there all the time. And if you're going to be near Anaheim on next week, Wednesday to Friday, or Wednesday to Saturday, let me know to have a beer or something if you want, or a coffee if it's early. We'll see how it goes, depending on how early. There's lots of stuff, so I'm super excited. Ever since I pretty much found out NAMM was a thing, I've wanted to go, so here I am, ticking that off the old bucket list. So yeah, Matt, very excited. camera and phone basically is the answer to your question. How am I going to film it? Camera, the phone has a gimbal, specific gimbal, and the camera's going to be steady anyway. It's just how, that's because I've used that before. But anyway, yeah, I'm crazy. Crazy excited. But anyway, we'll see. Hopefully I can sleep for the next few days. I haven't been sleeping too well because of my excitement thinking about it. So hopefully I'll sleep the next couple of days. Scott Bogfoot says, Fender's Miami Blue is an amazing color. Is it new? I think they've been using it for a few years now. Scott, I could be wrong. Maybe it was something similar that they were using. But yeah, it's a nice color. All right, I will give you that. Benny Larson's here. Good to see you, Benny. Says, guess who just got new strings? G400 Pro. Yeah, she's really proud of that name. Says it makes her old school. Oh, G400 Pro. Wow, those are the days, my friend. Very cool. Glad to see you, Benny, for dropping in. Thanks for dropping in, I should say. Ryan says, which Eastman are you getting? So I've pretty much am in love with the T. Is it? Yeah, the T486B, which is basically it's basically a knockoff 335 with a Bigsby, because it looks very similar to the Back to the Future guitar that Marty plays at the Enchantment Under the Sea dance, and his parents then get together because of it. It's a weird movie, really. I love it though. But yeah, I love that guitar. It looks pretty cool. And Eastman, one of the companies I'm looking forward to visiting at NAMM, and they are displaying, they're setting up right across from Chapman Guitar, so we get to see them too. I can see everyone at some point, but there you go. Yeah, that's the one. Lots of stuff. Another guitar I was telling Muddy H2O this week I'm interested in, but like I probably have to sell, I don't know, everything else to buy is the Banker Ironman. That's the exact guitar I've been dreaming of for years. Like, it's like they took an SG and a Les Paul and they mashed them together, and that's all I want. So Gibson, if you could rip off that guitar, I'd buy one. I promise, as long as it's not like $15,000. But that seems to be their favorite pricing. John says, I think I'm going to try to buy a Novo Cirrus J soon. Those are very cool. Yeah, Novo's a brand I've never tried so far, but I would like to get my hands on one to check it out. So I would love to know your thoughts if you do pick one up. That'd be super cool. Ryan says, I did buy a nice garden spade today. Very cool. Get a nice pickup mounted on it, and a bridge, some strings. You'll be good. Very good. Richard says, I did a job for someone this week who was very proud of his Irish roots. I had a huge poster of the scenic bogs of Ireland. It was about 100 different toilets laid out in a field. Thought of Dave. Thanks. I do appreciate when toilets remind you of me, Richard. It is definitely it's definitely one of the highlights of this country. Scenic bogs. There you go. Yeah, awesome. Right, says that sounds about right. Well, listen, it's, you know, we're all proud of our Irish roots. Glenn says, Chord Dave, is there anything you're aiming to look for at NAMM? Do you want the X-rated answer or the safe for work answer? Who is it? There's two answers to this question. Let me get the app open here for a second. So I have a few different things that I bookmarked, and we'll get alerts from the app, I believe, that I want to go to. Kalos, is that who they're? KLOS. They're doing a carbon fiber guitar giveaway raffle throughout NAMM, so that's bookmarked. Wouldn't mind winning one of those. Those are worth a few quid. Introducing SZ guitars. I don't know what they're going with, but they're bringing out their guitars. I'm looking forward to that. That'll be fun. On Thursday between 2 and 5 p.m, Playboy Playmate actor author Carrie Stevens meet and greet. So that's bookmarked. Never met a Playboy Playmate in person before, so that'll be fun. She of course was married to the drummer from Kiss. What was his name? You guys know what I'm talking about, I'm sure. She was married to the guy from Kiss, the drummer who died. What was his name? You guys can tell me. Dweezil Zappa and Dave Gnozzi mixing in Atmos. I'm looking forward to seeing the Dweez Just a name I made up for him. So that's Thursday. That's a few things I have. Friday, I've a band performance, Winter Grain. Looking forward to check that out. I think they're a local uh, duo, I think. Martin Guitar acoustic guitar performances. After saying I'm not really keeping up on Martin guitars, they've got some performances. I got those bookmarked. Minor Strut, another band on Friday playing at 7 p.m. I think they're an LA based four people band. And then I have the Ragdolls, who are apparently are an all female Aerosmith band. I quite enjoy Aerosmith, so I will go along to that and see how that is. And everything that's a guitar. Looking forward to seeing everything that's a guitar, uh, and meeting some people. That's about it. There's some companies I'm specifically going to hang out with and see and talk to. Positive Grid for one, so we can get like an affiliate scheme going between us and them. I already have links and stuff. I just want to set stuff up with them and maybe see if we can get some special deals done for discounts and stuff. If you guys particularly are going to buy that new Positive Grid Go thing. It looks nice. I don't know. I'd like someone to try it before I do, but unless they give me a free one, that'd be great. But yeah, so them, Eastman I'm going to see, Collings I'm going to see because Muddy H2O told me I have to. Chapman Guitars, I do want to see them and maybe pitch them a couple of ideas. Um, yeah, Ibanez, I want to see some of their stuff. Reverend, really excited to see Reverend actually. Lots of things. Donner have a massive booth. I just want to have a look at them just for the crack. Um, yeah, that's basically everything. I'm like a kid at Christmas, super excited just to open the doors on Thursday morning. So it'll be super cool. Scott says hit like before Marcia shows up and yells at you. That's true. Um, Jess is here, says, yes, Dave, Monday is a bank holiday in the UK. Have you got any exciting plans for the long weekend? NAMM prep. Hey, Jess, great to see you. Yes, NAMM prep mostly. Charging batteries, um, doing, writing out plans that will probably be ignored on the day. And I'm doing a few other things. Also trying to arrange meeting up with friends and things. So far, only one person has declined to meet up with me, which is quite disappointing, but hey, not unexpected at the same time. Um, that particular person I wasn't expecting to want to meet up with me quite so soon, but there you go. Um, Everyone else, yeah, has been open to it, so that's good. I'm looking forward as well to I've just been not having to go to my day job. It's been a crazy few weeks, not really in like a mad busy way. Like I don't mind being crazy busy at work. What I don't like is being super quiet at work, and that's how it's been the last week or so. And yeah, I'd much rather be busy. So it's a pain in the arse, and I have to go to work on Tuesday and then leave for the airport when I'm finished. Also, I want to get some reading in, so this is what I'm reading at the minute. I just started this today actually. Kurt Vonnegut's Slapstick or Lonesome No More. Been reading a lot of Vonnegut lately, so I want to clear that before I get out on before I leave because I got actually have a stack of books there. I have a stack of books on top of this thing as well that I want to read. So yeah, got to get through my reading list. But that's pretty much it, Jesse. A long week. I love a long weekend though. It's great. 3-day weekends are the best. Glenn says Dave loves peanut butter, and you know that Glenn is not a trustworthy source of Dave related news, if that's the case. Um, Anyways, thanks, Glenn. I do appreciate you, my friend. I do, but no. Richard Clark says, I like Brian Ray's Les Paul swimming pool. The headstock is a hot tub. Yes, I believe he calls it the Les Pool, which I really enjoy. And someday, when I'm super rich, that's what I will have in my back garden also. So, just got to get another 3 million YouTube subscribers and that'll happen. But I'll remember every one of you guys when that happens. I promise. Maybe. Mark Doolan says, anyone else here grew up on thin, shreddy necks, but now feel like paper? That's me. I was probably the other way, Mark. I was probably like the first, I don't know, 4 or 5 or so guitars I owned had really thick necks. And then once I found a slim taper neck, I was like, oh, this is great. I love it. So there you go. Mark says, say hi to Norm from there when they're vintage gear hunting. I might be vintage gear hunting. I don't know. It depends. My goal will be to not walk out of Norm's with a guitar, but it's not impossible because occasionally they have things that I really do like that aren't super expensive. So we will see. Jess says, I'm not sure you're going to beat your best selling t shirt. I think you need a mug in the best selling design. Jess, I know you're right. I know you are. I just feel like, I can't mention that at family reunions. I don't really have family reunions, so it'd be fine. But just want my parents to be proud of me. I mean, that ship has sailed, but still, it's all good. It's all good. Uh, oh, life choices. Grant says to Mark, I had chunky necks on my guitar when I was younger. I mean, did you see a doctor about it? Um, Let me see. Matt says, so when are we going to talk about the 15,000 pound Kirk Hammett V? Yes. When are we going to talk about it? Does anyone else think it was too soon after the $20,000 greenie? Does anyone else think it's stupid? Because I do. I think it's stupid. I think like I know it's a custom shop, it's a Murphy Lab, do you know what really bothered me about it? And I know I've seen a few other people say this. The case. I know that, yeah, I don't care what kind of case he uses. Maybe it's other people think it's more important, but the SKG, whatever it is, the bloody case. It's not a Gibson case. It just annoys the crap out of me. I don't know why. As soon as I saw it, I was like, "You're charging me $15,000 for this thing." So £15,000 it was as well, wasn't it? It was the same, £15,000 and $15,000, which makes no sense. But yeah, they. I don't know. I don't know what this says about what they're going to do. I don't know, guys. I think we're going to find out a lot coming soon from Gibson about what they're going to do. But I think a $15,000 signature edition Murphy Lab guitar is nuts. But we're going to see more. So let's see. Let's see. I mean, they're not guitars for the average person, are they? They're specifically aimed at the quite wealthy person. And I don't think, like, for example, people in well-paid jobs might be able to buy one uber expensive guitar in their entire life. Is anyone of in that bracket going to buy a 70s V? Like, you're going to buy a 50s V reissue in that case, right? Um, I don't know if anyone's going to do that. And I love my 80s V. It's like my one of my favorite guitars of all time that I've ever played. Um, but I wouldn't pay 15,000 for it. People are trying to sell my one for $5,000 on Reverb. I had mine listed for close to that. I think four I listed mine at, and then took it down. But yeah, I think I just don't think it's worth that much money. That I don't care. I don't care if it's a signature edition, if it's an ultra heavy aged or whatever. I just don't see how it's worth that as a new guitar. Um, anyway, it's a whole rant I've done many times, and I could probably do again. And I probably will once we have all of their new stuff released over the next couple of months. Anyways, Scott says, if you were to buy an expensive used guitar and have it shipped to you, would you think mailing the sender an Apple AirTag to slip in the case or control cavity so you can track it? A good idea. Good question, Scott. Good question. Apple AirTags work really well, and as full disclosure, like I worked at Apple for a while, so people might think I have a bias. I don't, because I don't work for them anymore, and I get pissed off with them like everyone else. But yeah, they work really well. I use them for a couple of things, and so far they haven't been stolen, so that's good. Um, yeah, I don't see the harm as long as it. The problem with AirTags for that use is if the person has an Apple phone. If I steal your guitar and it has an AirTag in it, I'll get an alert on my phone to say you're being followed by an AirTag. Um, which is good because it alerts people if they're being stalked or followed or whatever. But if you're trying to steal something, you're going to find the AirTag and throw it away. And then the person's going to think they're tracking their guitar, but they're actually just tracking the AirTags, which has been thrown somewhere. So you're probably down the price of the AirTag and the postage and all that sort of stuff. It's not a terrible idea because the other person might have an Android phone and then they don't get any alerts. But if they have an Apple phone, they can be told they're being followed by this AirTag. So it's tricky. It's definitely an option. I would probably do it just in case, but I wouldn't rely on it 100%. Unfortunately, people will still be jerks. Richard says, "Hey Rich, do you have a website for your glass stuff? I would be interested in a custom slide." There you go. That's interesting. A custom slide. Sounds like fun. Ben Allmark says, "You're such a great brother, Dave." Well, I introduced him to Led Zeppelin. That was enough. So I think that solidified me in the Big Brother Hall of Fame. Al says, "Saw on YouTube Robin Williams describing the invention of golf by a drunken Irishman." Hilarious. Well, there you go. It's I've actually seen that clip, I think, before. Robin Williams was great. Scott says, "Golf is odd. It's the smallest ball used on the largest playing field in sports. I think I don't get it. I honestly don't." Rich C says, "I do, Richard. When Dave gets to this part of the chat, he can tell me if it's okay to post it here." Absolutely, it is. Pop it in the chat there. And you might have to separate it. I don't think YouTube will allow you to pop in a link, but just separate it there and we'll get Scott to pop it together for you if you can, Scott, so that everyone can click on it. But super cool. Yeah, absolutely. And if you could pop that in the Facebook group as well, that'd be super cool because people can go from there as well. Because not everyone who's on the Facebook group is on the live chat and so forth. But yeah, absolutely you can. You guys can always feel free to share your links, not a problem. Benny says to Scott, "That's an idea. I'm not sure if it would work through transit, but if it got stolen, though, maybe." Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, your AirTags idea. I mean, I would probably do it. I just wouldn't rely on it 100%. Let me see, where are we now? All right, cool. Lost my place, guys. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, there we go. They have some relatively cheap tracking devices that might work far better than an AirTag to trace a package or guitar, but it's a great idea. Glenn says, "A couple of the courses I played on when I was younger had golf carts that sold beer on the course. Sometimes a young woman with bikini top would be driving." So yes, golf was our sport of choice. That's different, Glenn. I did not know that was the case. I don't think they do that here, for sure. But yeah, there you go. That's definitely a way to make money. Good side hustles from those ladies, I believe. Ryan says, "Rich, you make custom glass slides?" Yeah, absolutely. Tell us all about it, Rich, actually, because I didn't know about that. So yeah, good to know for sure. SB is here, says, "Evening, waiting to get some beer to later drink with my pizza a la Drew Argentinian style." Perfect, SB. Great to have you here, my friend. Always good to see you. Glad you're safe and sound after your excursions recently. Richard says, "Rich C, great. If not, I will get you by email so we can get sorted." Absolutely, no, you can. And Scott says, "Yeah, Geek Lord has been bellyaching with customs. Stealing his guitars lately seemed like a viable option." Stealing and confiscating because they're not legal is a whole other thing, but that's just the thing I'm saying. Not saying somebody's buying fakes or nothing. I'm just saying. Anyway, SB, before you go to NAMM, Dave, set up a Happen profile for the Californian ladies. I have to set up all the profiles for all the things. As soon as I figure out how to download Uber, we're golden. I live in a small town in Ireland. I don't need Uber. But now I'm going away, and I do need it. So anyway, Chord Dave on tour 23. Yeah, absolutely. Like what you guys have never experienced is that I travel a lot. I had traveled a lot before the pandemic, and like I've been in all corners of the earth, and well, not all of them, but a lot of corners of the earth, and yeah, like I wouldn't buy guitars. I used to like save up money to go on trips, or I would borrow and so forth money to go on trips, or just arrange myself to be on jobs that meant I would travel. But the pandemic came along and I was like, I can't travel anymore. So this is my first trip since the pandemic. So That's also exciting to me, and I'm planning to have a lot of fun. Um, for sure. But yeah, it's gonna be cool, and you guys will probably see a lot of stuff that you're like, Jesus, Dave's weird. Yep. Uh, SB says, Scott, I'm the one stealing his guitars. Well, at least somebody is. Ernie B is here. Good to see you, Ernie. Says, cheers, happy Easter, Dave, and all. Have a great time at NAMM. Thank you, Ernie, my friend. Thanks for dropping in as well, and thanks for the wishes. Happy Easter to you. Rich C says, I've made a few. I specialize in implosions, flower pendants, and drop pendies. The ones I've made have just been clear with the guitarist's name on one side as gifts. Rich, definitely want to see all those, man. That sounds all super cool. And yeah, if you got a website, drop it in there. We'll have a look. I'll definitely have a look for sure. Um, awesome. Al says, search on YouTube Ron Williams Events Golf for the most hilarious routine. You'll laugh. You're off. You're A off. Absolutely. No, I have seen it. I think I saw it this week, actually. YouTube's putting out the stuff maybe to all of us at the same time. Richard says, Geek Lord doesn't seem to have a lot of common sense at times. Well, now I can't comment on that. He's a lovely chap. Because I'd probably bump into him if he's going to NAMM. He's probably not going to NAMM, but if he was, I'd probably bump into him. Al says, have you planned for time change on getting to California? What is it 8 hour difference? 8 hour difference, yeah. Yeah, I've done it many times to California. It was almost like I was there and I'd come back for like a few weeks and go back. It was like I was constantly there in the early teens. Yeah, so I was there quite a lot. It was just quite straightforward a thing. So yeah, it's not quite 5. I'd say it is 5 years. It's over 5 years since I've been there. But yeah, I always managed to deal with the time change quite well. Coming back, it hits me really hard. Going over it never does at all. So my first week back will probably be pretty rough. Like I don't never know what time it is, what day it is. When I get back, when I'm there, no problem. Don't know why. But hopefully I get a bit of sleep on the plane and all that sort of stuff, and get some, get some nice food when I get there. And yeah, it'll be interesting because of course I got to drive on California's roads as well, which are LA is. If you've never been to LA and you've never driven in LA, it's really bad. The traffic is really bad. It's almost as bad as it is in Ireland. Which I said to the lady in the bank the other day when I was collecting my dollars, and she was like, we're not bad drivers. I was like, no, we are terrible drivers. We're just used to our own terribleness. And she didn't seem happy with me saying that, but there you go. We're terrible drivers. Irish people will park their car on the wrong side of the road. That's how bad we are at driving cars. Anyway, it drives me insane. Let me see here. Glenn says, I think Geek Lord is running a scam where with customs, he gets the insurance paid, then buys the guitar from the person who got it at auction, then flips it. Something sketchy there. Well, Glenn, you and I, detectives will be, and figure this out. We shall. Maybe sometime. See what happens. Dennis Ellis is here. Good to see you, Dennis. Hope all's good with you. Let me see. Richard says, it's a bit of a small world, even on the interwebs. It can be, for sure. James Severance here. Good to see you, James. Says, hey, Chord Dave, my Irish brother. Good. Hope all is good with you, James. Let me see. Eric Carr was the drummer. That's the one, Glenn. Yeah, Eric Carr. That's the one. Yeah, I remember because I was actually reading about him not too long ago. That's how I knew she was married to him. Glenn says, I'm full of useless information. That can come in handy, useless information. And in fact, I'm working on something that useless information will come in handy with. So it's nothing to do with the YouTube channel, but later in the year, I will tell you what it is. Maybe. We'll see. T says, came across an Eastman, sent you a link. Thanks, T. Appreciate it. And yeah, if you guys come across anything that you want to send to me, you can hit up the email, which is usually at the very bottom of the description box of all the videos. And even the live chat, I believe, is right at the bottom there. Now, the thing is, I do need to tell you that inbox has been flooded recently because I think somebody signed me up for a few old spam emails. So it's getting spammed. So I'm only about halfway through the emails that came in last week. To see if they're real or not, because the thing is, businesses reach out to me there too and be like, hey, do you want to do some stuff on YouTube? and we'll give you this thing for free. And I'm like, no, thanks. What I do with ladies' underwear. That's genuinely, that happened. And some other stuff. But, you know, there you go. It's so if you've emailed me, my point being is if you've emailed me this week, I will get to you, I promise. It just might take me a while. The inbox is ridiculous right now, but I'll get to it eventually. Richard says, I enjoy Aerosmith and females. Hey Wayne. Hey Gareth. Party on. I love it. Ryan says, a friend of mine got a positive grid and it's awesome. The app is great. Yeah, I believe the app is really good. Going to get the Go just for the app. Yeah, seems good. I mean, it's only like $100, I think, at the minute, or $109 or something. So definitely want to check it out. I'll be able to hopefully get a hands-on experience with it on Thursday. Forgetting what days I'm going to be there. Richard, when she hit that car, that was the best scene. Wayne's World, obviously. Very good. Scott says, someone might not find that as funny as I do. You know, it's just view deleted message. Oh, excellent. I can do that. I will. Oh, wait, hang on. All right. Well, we're all good. We're all good. John says, back, had to walk my dog. Good. Glad, yeah, getting the old pup's feet going is important. John, glad you have you back with us, though. Let me see where it's dropped me again. Oh, there we go. Benny says, Ryan, did you just get moderated? I think Marsh is here. Marsh is not a moderator yet. That's why she's not here. She's angry with me for not making her a moderator. Gator makes the Gibson protector case. Oh, there you go. Yeah, it's I didn't know that, to be honest with you. The SKB makes the Jackson ones. Yeah, the SKB are the ones with the $15,000 Kirk Hammett Flying V. They're making those cases. I don't like those cases. I don't know why. The pink case is awesome. Yeah, I do like that as well. For sure. So anyway, T says Martin CEO $9,000 in the US and $10,990 in Europe, over 11,300 from the UK. Oh yeah, the new Martins. I did see a bunch of new Martins this week. The Bitcoin one, they made a Bitcoin guitar that I don't quite understand because it's got nothing to do with Bitcoin other than they put the logo on it, and pretty much anyone can use the Bitcoin logo because no one's going to come after you for it. So I don't understand why I don't understand. Like, if it came with a Bitcoin and they were charging 30 grand for it, I'd understand, but they're not. I don't know what's the story. Anyway, people be crazy. Scott says, I did, so future people can't complain. That's all, no biggie. No worries, Scott. Yeah, I'm sure it's all good. Richard says, identify as someone who thought the Village People joke was funny. Bravo, Richard. I enjoy your comments for sure. Anthony Thornhill's here. Good to see you, Anthony. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Scott says, sure, I bet Dave reads it anyway. I mean, I could. So, all right. So Ryan's joke that was retracted says, where were you? We were saying, going to get the Go just for the app. Richard, when she hit the car, that was the best scene. And then he said, but more gay than the Village People. So that is the that's the offensive joke that was taken out. I get where you come from, Scott. Yeah, absolutely. But that's all good. We know Ryan means it in good jest. So it's all good. No worries either way. Ryan says, oh yeah, that's what's missing with golf in Ireland, the beer cart girl. I mean, it's one of the things. Let's say it's one of the things. Anthony says, Dave, I'm jonesing to hear more about the Bonamassa SG you predicted last week. Well, yeah, we're all looking forward to hopefully finding out about that. So the information about that, Anthony, all we have is that Joe Bonamassa himself late last year said that this year's guitar would be an SG. So we've no more information yet, but I think around April is when we're gonna hear So it should be soon when we will hear when what guitar that is. He'll leak pictures. So keep an eye on Joe Bonamossa's Instagram. That's where we're likely to find out most about that. I would imagine if he's still posting on Instagram, is he still having a little bitch fit about Instagram? Is he like, people said something mean about my hairline? Is he still doing that? I don't know. Sorry, Joe, if you did, because you just need to get over that stuff. You're on the internet. Scott says, golf has beer girls. I've been missing out. Apparently, we've all been missing out, Scott. Yeah, who knew? If you're a lady, you could have made money. If you're not a lady, but you enjoy buying beer and spending money with ladies around, then there you go. Uh, Smart business people, the ladies. That's all I will say. Richard Virginia says, "Hi Dave, I'm late as usual. See you at NAMM." Good to see you, Richard. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, if you're in NAMM, you see me, come up to me and let's chat. Let's say hello, for sure. That'd be cool. Glenn says to Scott, "That's because the courses don't thaw till July in Canada." It appears so from Scott's recent videos. That's for sure. That the thawage will take a while. Scott says, "Never been on a flight. I may be afraid of flying, but I can't say until I try going somewhere." Flying's not too bad. It's I'm not a big fan of the taking off part or the landing part. The bit in the middle, I'm fine with. It's just those two parts. I'm like, oh Jesus, if they get this part wrong, I'm pretty much sure those are the two parts that can go wrong. The rest of it's fine. I think. I don't want to jinx it, of course, but yeah, those are my thoughts on flying. So anyway, I'm not the biggest fan of heights either. So it's quite high up there in the plane. So it's fine. So just pray for me on Wednesday and the following Wednesday as well. Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday. But yeah, you should go somewhere, Scott. It is a fun time as well, getting somewhere else. Ryan says, "Glenn, I also thought Geek Lord is up to something there." I mean, he's always up to something. So, here's to Geek Lord. May your scams all be fruitful. There's a t-shirt. All right, let's see now. I've got William Forrest says, "Geek Lord has more money than sense." True. People have said that about me as well. When I've bought like expensive flying V's, and when I'm going to NAMM for just for the crack. But hey, he definitely does. He has way more money than I have, that's for sure. But it's all good. I'm not jealous. That's fine. Ryan, Glenn says to Ryan, he seems to be able to find those lost guitars after everything has been paid out. Speculation has been rife for a while. Says, yeah, exactly. Either that or he's just outright lying for content. I can't say that is what people do, but that is definitely something that people do. Not saying any people in particular do that. People do. People bullshit all the time. Scott says, "I was in a guitar store today with a bunch of off brands like Seagull and J Tercer. I kind of liked some of them. Look wise, would never buy one though." Well, hey Scott, if they look good and they play good, then they're probably good. So, but I get where you're coming from. Lots of folks will be on the same lines as yourself. Glenn says, "Probably lying for content. You can only talk about the demo shop so much." What? Are you kidding me? That was my next series, Glenn. I was just going to talk about the demo shop and the mod shop all the time. In fact, I was doing demo shop recaps and such before Geek Lord was. My channel was quite young when that kicked off, so I don't know. He just probably had the same idea. But yeah, kind of bummed that I wasn't the one who got 3 years of content out of it, but he was. But hey, it's fine. Again, I'm not jealous. I'm not that kind of dude. Lying for content though, lots of channels do that, guys. Lots of channels. I'm not just talking about in the thumbnails. Like lots of people make up bullshit stories, and it's pretty obvious, I think, when you're doing it. But hey, it's fine. I mean, look, there's times when I've presented stories thinking that they were genuine stories and they turned out to be false. that hasn't been me lying. That's just me believing stuff that's not turned out to be true. So maybe it's just a lot of that going on, but I definitely see people talking crap and being like, but I know this is not true. But speaking of very good YouTube channels, do you guys see Colin's video this week about the SGs? He's going to show us all his collection, and I'm very excited. His SG collection is pretty spectacular. So if you guys haven't seen Guitaristas, definitely check it out. This week, it's SGs. You know, I love an SG, so I'm loving it. I'm loving it. It's like the mutual SG appreciation fan club over there this week. Scott says, are there many British-made guitars? Might be a dumb question. There's quite a few British-made guitars, yeah. I mean, off the top of my head, I'm not going to be able to name too many, but I know there is a lot of companies struggling. I'm sure some of you folks can let me know. Let Scott know as well. But there you go. Let me see. You missed the kiss part of the joke. I did I? All right. Well, there you go. Sorry about that. It's meaningless without the kiss comment. I thought I read out the kiss comment. Did I not? I'm gonna have to try and look for it. I don't know. It doesn't appear to be there. Did you retract that as well, Scott? You might have. So it's no, it's not there. I read out the three parts that I can see. So yeah, I think I'm gonna blame Scott on that one. It's Scott's fault. Richard says Gibson was gonna make the BTC guitar. Where'd it go? All the comments are disappearing. Gibson was going to make the BTC guitar, but they realized it would be immune to outrageous inflation. Yeah. Although it'd be a Gibson move. Like, I mean, they could bring out a Bitcoin guitar. Bitcoin somewhere is under $30,000 at the minute. What is it? Let me find out. Yes, I'm already on the right page. So Bitcoin's value right now is $27,938 per Bitcoin. So what they could do, what Gibson could do, is bring out a Gibson Bitcoin guitar and charge $60,000 for it based on future Bitcoin prices. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Scott says, still 3 foot of snow on the ground. And Glenn says, 3 foot damn 60 here in Virginia. I have to cut my grass tomorrow. I have to cut my grass tomorrow too. And it's like my most hated thing in the world. But anyway, it has to be done. Where are we now? I have to cut my grass. Yeah, lying for content. Can I use that for an album name? Yes, you can. For sure. Just make sure to to credit whoever you want from the chat there. Just whoever. It's cooled down to upper 70 here in Rio. Upper 70s is kind of like the max of where I feel comfortable. So I'm glad it's cooled down to that for you. That's good. And it's humid, you say. Very, very good. Can you imagine 70C? No thanks. That would be rather uncomfortable. Mike is here. Good to see you, Mike. Says, hey guys, just coming by. Say happy Easter. Hope you're all treating your guitars with love. Great to see you, Micah. Hope all's well with you, my friend. And thanks for dropping in to say hello to us. And happy Easter indeed to you. Benny says to Al, yeah, just Googled it. That's okay then. Like the Danish summer. Yeah. Yeah. I think, other parts of the world get like 23 and they're like, oh, it's cold. I have a very good friend of mine in Australia, and he was like, yeah, it's really cold, it's winter, it's like 21 degrees. I'm like, that's really warm. So anyway, we get things. Scott says, I guess Vox make guitars. They do. I don't know if they make them in the UK though still. but the brand name still makes them. Yeah, there's the Brian May guitars. They get made in the UK as well. There's other ones though as well. Where are we now? This thing keeps hopping around on me. I don't know why. Grey guitars are made in the UK. Beautiful but expensive. Yeah, yeah, lots of beautiful, expensive guitars. That's the problem. Mike says, but I'm off now to work, so stay safe, lassies, and whatever Dave is. Thanks, Micah. I appreciate the distinction there. Thank you so much. Al says, happy Easter to Micah, and be safe. Micah says, Glenn. Scott says, no, I didn't. That was the best part. Well, there you go. I don't know. It disappeared then. I can't, because I went back to see the to see where it was, but I read all the parts that were there. I can't do anything about it. YouTube being a jerk since 2008 or whenever it was invented. Scott says he didn't delete it. We're not sure. Ryan says, exactly, Scott. The blame here is 50-50. I do not accept any blame, and it's my channel, so there we go. This is not a democracy. This is whatever means I'm in charge. Why is that? That shows way... All right, YouTube's showing me things that are way behind. Al says, hey, Scott, I have a Vox semi-hollow on a watch list on Reverb. Tim Pierce gave Vox high marks. Voxes are great. You see the Brian May stuff that they brought out this week, which was very close to picking up. Very cool stuff indeed. And yeah, Brian May is one of my favorites as well. So it's very... tempting. Scott says, definitely interesting guitars. And Grandpa Joe says, just stopping by to say hello. I want to wish Dave and everyone a happy Easter and Passover to all that celebrate. I will catch the replay. Good to see you, Grandpa Joe. Thanks for dropping in to say hello to us. And best of happy Easters and Passovers and all that sort of stuff to you too, whichever or whatever you were celebrating this weekend. Let me see what else we got. I was in Sri Lanka. It hit 50 degrees Celsius a few times. Jesus. I'd say when I was in the Philippines that there was one time when it was just like ridiculously hot. I think twice or three times there. I know. We kept going back for this project anyway, but it was really hot, and it was only April or something. So there's like not even the hottest part of the year. But yeah, that part of the world can get pretty spicy at times. Scott Brower says, sorry I'm late, boys and girls. Good to see you, Scott. Hope you are well. Glenn says, the kiss part was the only thing I got from that joke. Well, I can't see it, so I don't know why. I'm on live chat and it should be showing me everything. It just goes to show all the YouTube chat. It doesn't always show on my side, so apologies to Ryan. I'm sure it was a great joke. Feel free to repeat it. Scott won't remove it this time. It's terrible when you have to ask someone to repeat a joke. Anyways, Scott says, Vox has some very cool older electrics, exceedingly cool. Yeah, I do agree with you. And Al says, I've been watching a Vox Bobcat with P90s, currently in high 1200, waiting for another price drop and finish paying off my last purchase. Yeah, it's always key as well. Robert's here, says, morning all. Sorry for the late arrival, late night last night, but I was on the Guinness last night, so Dave, I'm sure you're proud of me. Indeed, Robert, indeed. Congratulations and well done. Guinness, you know, it's one of those, if you try it, you just usually end up liking it. So yeah, do appreciate that, and good morning to you on your Sunday morning. Hope you are well. Anyways, I'm at the bottom of the chat. Shows me no more chats, guys. So let's just have a drink and see if we can come up with some ideas for chats and stuff like that. Keep going for a little bit. Throw in what you guys think I should look at or look to for NAMM if you haven't told me already. If there's anything specific you would like to see. Let me see as well if I've got any other information I can give you. Let me see. Here's a list of guitars made in the UK. Let me see. British guitar brands. Are there any British guitar brands? Marshall and Blackstar. Okay, well, that website is wrong. Those are not guitar brands per se, but builders who are flying the flag for UK. Here we go. Oh, builders. Yeah, again, it's like a list of amps. All right, so you can buy amps. Google's not bringing me up a whole lot of good stuff there, but feel free to throw them in. Ryan says, I like those orange guitars they made. Yeah, those are kind of niche as well. Like, they're very difficult to find many about. Al says, okay, Scott, but the Bobcat is a 335 copy. There you go. 335 copies are nice. I do enjoy them. Rich C says, Facebook live chat is weird. I generally use 2 devices on a chat window. Some folks will only appear on one device's chat. Yeah, that can, I've seen that happen on people's things before, streams and stuff like that. Scott Brower says, I'd like to see you cover smaller makers that are not normally covered by mainstream YouTube. That is part of the plan, Scott. So I'll be going to like the boutique builders brands, and a lot of the brands that are going to be at NAMM are going to be smaller. What do you call them? Smaller or brands, I suppose, or people. But like if I just type in guitar, here's a few of the companies, and I do have a lot of these marked for a visit. Premier Guitar, well, of course we know who they are. Warrior Guitar, KZ Guitar Works, Iris Guitar Company, Traveler Guitar, Kink Guitar Pedals, so we might go see them. Fonzo Guitar, Sayers Guitar, Santa Cruz Guitar Company, Yamaha, of course we know all about them. A boutique guitar showcase. I'll be spending as much time as I can in there. That sounds cool to me. Yeah, we've got GR Guitar, Huss and Dalton Guitar Company. How do I say this? Guizhou Zengan Guitar Industrial Company. I think they make Gibsons. Vola Guitar. I definitely want to see Vola guitars as well. Avian Guitar, Shark Guitars, C&G Guitar, Reverend. Of course, I want to see a lot of Reverend. Gopher Wood Guitars, I'm just curious about. Rough Guitars, OD Guitars, ESP, FM Guitars, Ryan Guitars. Ryan, I didn't know you were coming to NAMM, but there we go. Aria Guitars, Oz Guitar Works, actually want to see. Faith Guitars, that's a UK builder of acoustics. Mostly acoustics, I think. So a lot of those, but Shabbat Guitars, Wolf Guitars, Australia. I've seen some of their stuff before. It's good. Klein Guitars, Sankey Guitars, Takamine. There, and yeah, that'll be good. Minarik. Yeah. FGN Guitars as well. So there's lots and lots. Cower, there's another one. Alhambra. Yeah. Yes, Dean are going to be there. Yes, they are. I don't know what they're doing, but Dean are going to be at NAMM, so that's going to be a fun one. Michael Kelly Guitars, SZ Guitars, or SZ Guitars, as I said, Pellerin Guitars, so there's lots and lots and lots of guitar companies that are not necessarily big names, is the whole point here, that don't get a lot of coverage. Cream Guitars, Timberline, Tajima is another one I want to go see, now that I'm seeing the list here. Who else have I got? I mean, basically I'm going to try and get around to everything though and see all the cool stuff. Vintage guitars, I want to see them because I just like what they do. But I've never actually, not in a long time, played a vintage guitar. So that's going to be one as well. Let me see, get that off my screen. So yeah, those ones, Glenn, I am definitely going to go see, and not just Glenn, who said that as well, Scott Brower. Yeah, so I'm going to see as many of those. And obviously we have no big boys, so there's no Gibson, Fender or PRS, and I do expect them to have releases outside of NAMM. So internet-wise, virtual-wise, there should be releases next week. So to try and keep up with that as well while at NAMM, or on traveling to NAMM or doing stuff to NAMM. So it's going to be a crazy week. I think it's going to be fun, but yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of those things. Now, a lot of the smaller companies, there'll be booths that are very small, like a table, probably the size that I'm sitting at right now, and it'll just like 3 or 4 guitars on it. But some of them that'll have bigger stuff. I'm really looking forward to kind of checking out multiple guitars from companies and striking up relationships with them, hopefully, so we can actually demo stuff and see stuff going forward. So Yeah, like as basically think of me going to NAMM as someone very similar to you going to NAMM. Like I want to see all the stuff. I'm excited for it. I'm just a guy who's crazy about guitar stuff for some reason. So I'm going to go and see as much as I can, play as much as I can, touch as many guitars and things as I can. And I'm really looking forward to it. It's gonna be my best vacation ever. Uh, but yeah, I'll probably be super tired because there's a lot of work going into these videos and stuff. But we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, great recommendation, Scott Brower. Thank you for that. Scott Bogfoot says guitars that are strange, like synth guitars, headless guitars, and gimmicky ones. I'm sure we can find something that's gimmicky wise for you for sure, and lots of guitar accessories that are gimmicky. Like, do you remember a couple of years ago, Phil X was at a stand for like stickers that you could put on to look like your guitar was relic'd but isn't, or skins, relic skins or something. I don't think many people bought into that idea, but yeah, if they're there this round, I'll check some out for you for sure. We could do a giveaway. You can have all your fake relicing stickers. I don't know who would have bought that, but anyway. William Farr says Gordon Smith are British. They are indeed. Um, Let me see. Scott Brower says everybody has a 335 copy. Hell, I may start making them myself. I mean, they're great guitars. Why not? If you're gonna try sell them, yeah, for sure. Glenn says for now, I would like to see what smaller builders are offering too. No, Glenn, I'm not going to show them. I don't care. No smaller brands. Just kidding, of course. Muddy H2O says I'd like you to check out the Mojo Shop Guitars booth. So would I. If I see it, I'll spend the entirety of NAMM there, Muddy, for sure. No doubt about it. And guys, look, after the live stream, make sure as well, hit up the Facebook group, because I may also just post a load of photographs up there that I won't get to put into videos and stuff like that. So if you want total NAMM coverage, make sure you're on the Facebook group, which is completely the responsibility of Muddy H2O to keep running smoothly. And if it's not running smoothly, you have my permission to berate him online with your complaints. So there you go. All your Facebook complaints, Chord Dave group or not, should go to Muddy H2O. But yeah, hit the group up. Links in the description, and you can hopefully see some cool stuff from NAMM. I'll post as much as I can, even stuff I'm not going to make videos about when I get a chance. Dennis says, remember, Dave, if you get a hangover here in the States, BC or Goody headache powders are the best. Thanks, Dennis. I do appreciate that, and I'll keep an eye out for sure. But I'll try my best not to get too bad on the old hangover. Although we're within walking distance of all the bars, so we'll see. Do HB still sell the Prince Mad Catz telly? From Scott. I don't know, to be honest. Maybe. I think I'm not sure. Someone will have to look it up for you. I think I saw it recently, to be honest. Scott says Slick and Reverend. Definitely will be checking them out for sure. Slick. I have a Slick guitar. I love it, says Glenn. Well, maybe if you cleaned it, it wouldn't be so slick. Just gonna anyway. Benny Larson says if BC Rich is at NAMM, you could ask them why they make it so hard for Europeans to buy their guitars. If only it was possible to pre-order, the problem would be solved. It's a very good point, Benny. Yeah, absolutely. It's I don't think they are, because I did look that up to see could I go and hang out with them. So I'm not sure. Let me just see if I put in BC Rich. Oh, that's the wrong flipping link. There we go. BC Rich. Nope, they're not there. So yeah, they might be under their, what's their company name? Anyway, I'll keep an eye out for them. If I see anything that anyone I can talk to, I will, because that is a very good point. Indeed. Do Ovations still make an electric solid body? Jesus, I don't know, Scott. I don't think they do, but I could be wrong. I've been wrong 3 times before, so very possible. Ryan says, are BC Rich still making guitars? They might just be making them for Slash, I don't know, but he definitely has a huge collection of them, as we saw in the collection book not too long ago. 2 videos of that, by the way, if you want to go back, if you haven't seen them, going through every single page of the book. Some very cool guitars in Slash's collection, and some hints, most likely, for his next signature, which we might even see next week. Who knows? Scott Brower says Scotty B's official 335 copy. I like it, Scotty. Scotty B. I would definitely check that out on the channel and promote it for you. No doubt about it. William Farr says, will Dean have a stall next to Gibson? Gibson, maybe they wanted to, but Gibson, they're not going to be there, so unlikely. I'm sure at some point people like Mark Agnesi or Cesar will walk through NAMM. They must. They can't ignore that it's happening. I'm sure that they're going to have people there who I'm sure will see the Dean stand. If I see anyone who I know is from Gibson, I will follow them and film them. I promise. Legally, of course. We'll see. Ryan says Cower guitars are cool. Core guitars, Cower guitar. But yeah, they are cool. So it'll be cool to check out those. What do you call them? Those boots. People like that. Scott Brower says Dean and Gibson announced a joint venture. That'd be fun. That would be fun, especially if it was, Gibson sneaking under the radar into NAMM with Dean. I don't see it happening, but you never know. Benny says, Ryan, they've made my teenage dream guitar, but no distribution in Europe. Yeah, it's a pain. Let me see. Scott says, are Gibson not at NAMM because they're still believing in music? Possibly, indeed. I think when it comes to Gibson, they think they're okay on their own. I think for the spectacle of it, they should go back to NAMM. They should make a big thing of it next year. Same with Fender and PRS, but they should probably get a concession on the fees. Not completely, but like I know those 3 companies were paying a lot more than everyone else to kind of subsidize some of the things that were going on at NAMM. Now NAMM have to do it without them. So interestingly, Gibson, Fender, PRS are sponsoring events around NAMM. So there's the She Rocks Awards sponsored by PRS and Gibson. Fender sponsoring a couple of other things as well are happening in hotels around the Anaheim Convention Center next week. So there's lots of stuff happening that we will hopefully get some footage of and see that they are kind of connected to. So that's why I think there's going to be representatives at NAMM. So we'll see. Maybe Mark Agnesi and I can compare leather jackets. Oh man, imagine. Going to NAMM in a cosplay of Mark Agnesi. I'd have to shave, but it'd be worth it. Glenn says, if you get to the vintage booth, let us know your thoughts on the quality. I've heard the quality went down lately. The closest dealer to me to get hands on is 1.5 hours away from me. I'll definitely be checking them out for sure. I'm sure they'll only have stuff that they've ensured is great at their booth, but I'll have a look and see. I've conflicting reports. I've heard some people say that they're brilliant and other people say that they're not that great. I know Robert Fripp, for example, plays one. He does that every Sunday. He puts out a video with his wife. He's playing a vintage guitar in most of those videos. So, I mean, if you're a King Crimson fan, he plays a flipping vintage guitar, which is crazy. And if you're not a King Crimson fan, you probably don't know who that is. But Money H Show says Dave is going to want a Collings after going to NAMM. Baby. No. Facebook group was growing until some douche knuckle stopped making videos. Dude, I'm entitled to take a day off from my side hustle and make that a week off if I want to. It's all good. People will join the Facebook group if they want to. But yeah, I just ended up having to take a week off. I apologize. Actually, I don't apologize. Fuck it. I wanted to take a week off, so I did. This week is going to be video heavy, so it'll make up for it. It's fine. Do you want me to do like a travel day video? Be like, oh, woke up. Oh, it's time to get to the airport. Actually, I won't be doing that because I'm going to the airport. on Tuesday night because my first flight is very early on Wednesday morning. And yeah, flying to London, then London to LA. And because it's the most cost-effective way to get to LA from Dublin. I was booked with Aer Lingus to go direct, but then I wanted to change my what do you call it? I wanted to change my flight to a later time of leaving, and they wanted to charge me nearly €1,000 to change my flight. I was like, no, I'll just cancel my entire flight and I'll book it with British Airways. And now I'm flying with American Airlines. So there you go. But Aer Lingus have to fly me to London so I can get on my American Airlines flight. So anyway, it's a whole mess. Flying anywhere from Ireland it's usually fun. It's usually fine, but this way, whatever, I don't know, it ended up having to go a long way. So yeah, I'll do a travel video for you guys. I'll introduce you to the Irish tradition of having a pint of Guinness in the Dublin airport bar at like, I don't know, 5 o'clock in the morning. Why not? No, I'm pretty sure I won't be doing that, but I might. Scott with the link to the Facebook group. Good man, Scott. Yeah, thank you for that. SB says, oh, and I wanted to thank Dave. Saving the original parts of my Gibson helps me a lot now that I'm tired of how many bridge problems it has to trade it for something with decent QC. So thanks, man. You're welcome, SB. It's one of those things that I always like to say. Keep your original parts, put it back the way you got it when you buy it, especially with a Gibson, I think, because, I mean, for me, I will shop on Reverb quite a lot. I do window shopping, and if I see something that is upgraded, or people say upgraded, to me that means it's just not original. If it's not original, I don't want to buy it. There's very few upgrades that, or what people consider as upgrades, that I think is worth it, or improves the guitar. Because I have different tastes than you have, and you have different tastes than I have, and so forth. So yeah, I always recommend, if you're going to make changes, keep the original parts and put them back, because it means a lot. I mean, otherwise, just be prepared for people to lowball you on price and be like, I have to put it back the way it was, and that's going to cost me X amount to buy those pickups, or to buy that bridge, or to buy that those tuners, or whatever it is. So yeah, you are always welcome, SB. I'm glad we helped you out there with that for sure. Ben Allmark says, give our boy Dave a thumbs up, y'all. Indeed, Ben, thank you so much for that. Marcia's not here to tell everyone, so I appreciate you doing it. I hope Marcia's well, wherever she may be. But yeah, super cool. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. 25 likes, 35 people watching. So 10 of you currently watching have not hit that like button, which is fine. Just instead make sure you're subscribed, and do all the other buttons. See what they do. Some of them are cool. T says, if you come across Hampstead Amps or Atom Amps Italian crew, will you check them out? I will. I mean, look, the thing with NAMM is I'm going to go and look at everything. I'm going to film everything, and then it's about putting it all together. So keep an eye out on Thursday, because on Thursday, when I walk in the door at NAMM, I'm going to press go live, and I'm going to just be like, hey, I'm live, and I'm going to use my phone to go through it, and hopefully I'll keep reception, because you know what mobile reception is like, and I'm supposed to have 5G when I'm there, so it should be all right. Going around showing everything, just a quick walkthrough will probably take an hour anyway, but I'll live stream just going through everything, having a very quick look at all the booths. Then I'll cancel or finish the live stream there. I'll go back to the front door and I'll go through it all, and piece by piece, step by step, go through each booth and, talk to people and get close-ups and stuff like that. I'm sure it'll be fun. That's my plan anyway, to do that. When I walk in the door, it might be different, but that's the plan, is to do a walkthrough and then do videos afterwards, specifically with each company. So like go up to Collings, for example, because I know Muddy H2O will have a Wet Dream if I do that. So I'll be like, all right, here is your Wet Dream material, sir. Make that video for him. And all of you, make a video with, maybe each video will have 3 or 4 different companies, depending on what content I get from them and who I see. An overall NAMM video will be made. Like, this is the highlights, that according to Chord Dave. stuff like that. So yeah, amps, I will take a quick look at. I'm not very knowledgeable about amps, but I'll have a look and I'll see what's there. Maybe I'm sure there'll be people demonstrating and stuff. And if there's any well-known people there, I will try and get some interviews and stuff like that as well. It's still my dream to run into Cesar somewhere and be like, Cesar, give me 2 minutes. Let's talk about things. Let's be friends. Let's be friends, Cesar. For real this time. Well, we'll see. Yeah, it's lots and lots of ideas and hopes for it. I'm hoping is like the boutique section is something I'm very much excited to see. I want to see those boutique builders and give them a bit of a push to you guys, because I know some of you guys really like boutique guitars. I do as well. It's very difficult to get hold of them here. And obviously getting to know some people will be great. Even if it's a case of, look, we'll be able to follow them on Instagram or their own YouTubes or Twitters or whatever, and we'll have an idea of some people posting cool guitar content. I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah, all kinds of things. I'm looking forward to meeting a lot of cool people in the guitar business. A lot more cool people in the guitar business. I know a few. But anyway, it'll be great. It's going to be great. One way or the other, it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to seeing that Aerosmith cover band and a few new bands as well. A lot of gigs take place during NAMM, which I actually didn't know a lot about. So yeah, and the fact there's going to be bands playing, I like seeing live bands. It's great. So looking forward to that. And a lot of competitions. There's a lot of like giving away guitars and microphones and stuff. So hopefully I'll get lucky with winning a guitar, I mean, and that'd be cool. Yeah. Anyways, rolling on. Dennis says, not many bring up Fripp. He's the loop master. I mean, he's a genius, in fairness, he is. But yeah, he's an incredible musician. Scott Brower says, I wish I had the extra coin. I'd go to NAMM to meet you, Dave. Well, thanks, Scott. That'd be super cool. We hopefully we'll get to do some Chord Dave meetups in the next year or so. I'm definitely going to try my best to get some stuff going. I'm definitely going to be traveling to places. So, where am I going to go to? That's a great question. Let's just leave it right now. California is the number one place that I'm going to. That's Wednesday next week. I'll be there. So if you're around Southern California and you want to have a beer or a coffee or something like that, let me know. Probably Friday and Saturday I can do something. So yeah, if you are, obviously, not everyone is there. But yeah, it'd be cool. I'll try and do meetups other times in the year. Later on in the year, maybe we'll arrange something. So we'll see. Facebook group's probably a great place to set that up as well. So make sure you're in the Facebook group. And come to the live streams. And that's a great place to do it as well. But we'll hopefully all get to meet someday. Scott says, in your opinion, is the division between guitar traditionalists and technology-driven guitar people is widening or narrowing? Was the divide even a real thing? Geez, Scott, that's a question and a half, my friend. It's a tough one. So, it depends. There's people who, so when I think of that question, I think of CNC machines. There's people who will not want to buy a guitar that's made with a CNC machine, but really CNC machines make it a lot more accurate to build guitars. And it's nice to have a completely hand-built guitar, but you pay a lot more for that these days. And pretty much all the big companies are using CNCs, and they sell more guitars than anybody. So there's not a lot wrong with it, in my opinion. Is the divide, Jesus, I think in some areas it is widening, but as long as there's no robo-tuners, I think we're all okay. We're all more or less on the same page. And you know what? I'm not against robo-tuners whatsoever. I probably will add some to my collection this year, to be quite honest. As soon as Harley Benton bring them in. But yeah, it's a great question, Scott. We could literally have a whole 3-hour debate on that question. I think once we get going on it, people would have pretty strong opinions. CNC or not CNC is probably the biggest argument in it. But yeah, I do think it'd be quite a conversation. Rich C says, gotta go, folks. Been a pleasure. Peace, Dave. Happy Easter. Oh, great to see you, Rich. Thanks for dropping in to see us. SB says, of course, I took out the Chinese parts out out wiring and tuners, made an a nice American circuit from new, and put some Grovers I'm letting in. The pickups I've saved, and I'm getting rid of everything Duncan's too. There you go. Wet dream material, lol. Yeah, I mean, that's what would happen. SP says, one of those Fusion SGs with the Henry J era made before going bankrupt. Feels like a Norland Gibby, and it's okay, but I'm tired of all the problems it has. First real Gibson, and I have a not for me. Late Henry J era, I think they were trying a lot of stuff that was weird. So yeah, you know, don't rule out all Gibson. They get better. Joseph Clark says, hope Kramer bring out the Dave Mustaine signature V. It's coming. It's just, you'll probably see Epiphones first, I think. But yeah, they're definitely on the way. Shortly. I wouldn't be surprised to see them very soon, to be honest with you. What do you think of Traveler guitars? I have no real dislike for them. But yeah, never really experienced them all that much. Muddy says, I have the coin to go to NAMM to meet David, but I was told meeting your heroes can be disappointing. Ah, there you go. Well, Muddy, you know, it's fine. No one's ever been disappointed when they met me, not once. But it's okay. You tell yourself whatever you need to, my friend. It's great of you to say that. I'm humbled. Ben Allmark says, WTF are robo-tuners. There's a mistake that was made in the past. I think, yeah, Gibson trying to change the world wrongly. Benny Larson says, SB, sorry to hear that. How did the Duncans work out? Anyway, I'm curious about the custom worked in the neck. It's great. Yeah, absolutely. Good stuff. Siggy says, I've never had a Strat. What's the best options at the budget level? 100 to 400-ish. I don't know if something like a HB would be good enough, or if I would prefer a Squier or a second-hand Fender. Siggy, great question. So I have a Harley Benton ST62. I think it's a phenomenal guitar, and it's like 150 euros. I think, like, it's not expensive. Great Strat. The only thing, I mean, look, when it comes to Strat's a Strat at the end of the day, as far as I'm concerned. Now, I'm not the biggest Strat fan in the world, so take what I say with a pinch of salt. Absolutely, a large pinch of salt. But I think it's a great guitar, that the HB, I think it's called the ST62. But it's brilliant. But they have a couple of different levels, which you know, you can look at. That one I got, it's like an ice blue or something. Very nice guitar to play out of the box. Didn't need a whole lot. Yeah, has everything you need. So I would genuinely say the Harley Benton would be good enough. But here's the thing, particularly if you're in Europe, you can buy the Harley Benton. If it's not what you like when you open the box, Thoman will take it back and refund you, no problem. So yeah, they're really good customer service that way. I've been dealing with them for years, and it's always been a good thing. Plus, they're in high demand, so you could probably sell it anyway. But yeah, I would say that the Harley Bentons are really good. Squiers are really great as well. Like, I mean, it's a Telecaster, but that's pretty much my go-to daily driver is this Squier 40th anniversary. So the 40th anniversary guitar is really worth checking out from Squier as well. That one cost me about $329, something like that. So that's one that you check out, their 40th anniversary editions. Very, very nice guitars. If you wanted to go a little bit higher. So yeah, those would probably be my two recommendations. Either go with the Squier. Or Harley Benton is good though if you want to save that little bit of money on that as well. Let me see what else we got. Must be lots of secondhand Squiers that people never learned on for sale. So the most common thing is affinity Squiers, because yeah, people buy them to learn, and then they're like, ah, crap, this isn't as straightforward as Jimi Hendrix made it look. Of course, Jimmy didn't make it look. I mean, you know what I mean. Scott Brower says, check out the new Squier Sonic line, 199 for a Strat. Yeah, they look pretty cool. Indeed. Some nice colors, finishes and stuff like that. So yeah, very, very cool. I think the I think they definitely deserve a look, to be honest with you. Yeah, for sure. SB says, "Oh my God, Benny, you remember? It sounds killer, but it's overall feel that's not for me because mostly a tinkerer. I felt really bad after modding a Gibson, like, excuse me, like I did something that's not natural." SB, I get where you're coming from with that, but people do mod Gibsons a lot, like expensive ones too. Yeah, because for some reason Gibson don't make guitars the way people want them, which is weird. Uh, but that's Gibson for you. But yeah, hey, your next Gibson, I'm sure, will be the one. Ben Allmark says, "I personally love Strats." Yeah, lots of people do, man. They are cool guitars. There's no doubt about it. I think I probably just need to try and give some more love to Strats. I don't know, just never really just grabbed me. I don't know. The first guitar I ever played was a Strat, so sooner or later I will get more into Strats. Right now, and of course, if a Rory Gallagher Strat came out, I'd be like, I love Strats again, but like a cheap one, not the $4,000 or $5,000 one that you can buy. But yeah, definitely. I mean, look, last year I was like, I want to buy a good telly. Spent the whole year researching and trying to find one. Really happy with the one. It's Les Pauls this year. Maybe next year it'll be Strats. Who knows? But yeah, I've just so far never really got into Strats. Everything else ahead of it, but sooner or later I'll have a couple of nice Strats, I'm sure. Dennis Ellis says, "Muddy Waters invented electricity. Nothing wrong with CNC." Um, that's true. All of what you just said is true. And tellies are great, Ben. I do love tellies, and of course they came before the Strats. Yeah, I'm a big fan of them, to be honest. The telly, I think it's a great guitar. SB says, "I love classic guitars and I DIY everything. A Fender feels more like an old car for me in guitar form. Gibsons look like mutant after too many upgrades. Fenders look cooler for some reason. That's so it's weird." Well, there you go. You look, at the end of the day, the Strat was what was it? I remember reading something that Leo Fender was like, "We want to make a guitar that like just blows people's minds," and I think he did that with the Strat. Think about it. It came out in the 50s. It looked like this unreal thing, and yeah, I mean, they were super cool back then. They're still super cool. Again, it's just not everybody's. Everybody has different tastes. Like, I love the SG. Not everybody loves the SG. I love the Flying V. I had a conversation with somebody recently, and they were like, "Oh, what's your go-to guitar right now?" And I was like, "Well, it's probably my 1982 Flying V." And he was like, "Sorry, I don't like Flying Vs, so I can't agree with you." I was like, "Well, you asked me what's my go-to, so why can you not agree with me? Because it's not a subjective answer." But anyway, dude didn't like Flying Vs, and he was wrong. But there you go. Not everyone likes Flying Vs. Siggy says, "Yeah, that's a good point. Might just go for a HB and try it." I would say do it, Siggy, because they're cool guitars. Are very good. Chances of getting a bad one are slimmer than they used to be. So yeah, you should get a good one. And I think mine's really good. I haven't taken it out of the case in a long time, but I think it's a really good guitar, especially for the money. Scott says, I like T's better than S's, but maybe I haven't found a Strat I like. I think that's probably what it comes down to. That's how I certainly was with the tellies. I tried a lot of tellies down the years, never really found one that I wanted to keep. Now I do have one. So there we go. Ziggy says, "The Coral Bronco bass is giving me huge gas." Yeah, gas. No cure for gas. You just gotta deal with it. And even when you pass gas, you get new gas quite soon after. That's just how it goes. Benny says to Siggy, "If you don't mind swapping pickups, Ert are way above their price point. Their European warehouse is nearly completely sold out at the moment, though." Yeah, hear nothing but good stuff about Ert guitars for sure. Another one I'll be on the lookout for next week. I don't know if they're going to be there though. Carl is going to be the next big thing. You heard it here first. Well, there you go, Carl. So we will keep our ears out for that. Yeah, I've heard about Ert. So many options for Strats in that price bracket. Strats are like the number one guitar shape that companies make. They really are. So yeah, lots of choices, thankfully, for the Strat lovers. Scott Brower says, I really like Strats except for the neck joint. Common enough complaint, yeah, for sure. Dennis Ellis says, my plan is to have enough Squier guitars to be able to make a Squier funeral pyre when the time comes. Well, there you go. Why not? Look, you can't take them with you, so you may as well get something cool done. There you go, yeah. Just got to start planning for that myself. Good stuff, Dennis. I like that a lot. Ben says they're comfortable to play like a more natural feeling than so many, in my opinion, anyway. Not that anybody gives a shit. I mean, I do actually give a shit. I like hearing other people's opinions on different guitar models and stuff. What I like about the SG, for example, is that it feels more comfortable than any other guitar I've played. What I like about the Flying V is when you get used to your playing position, which I gotta again thank Muddy H2O for teaching me. It's a great guitar. It just feels, it's such a fun thing to play. But it's not until you get that position right. It's not. But once you get it, you're like, oh, this is actually easy to play. It's great. I love it. So yeah, there's a lot of different opinions and it is. But like, what I love about guitars is that I'll have a guitar I think is my favorite guitar ever. Someone else will pick it up and be like, that guitar is shit, and I like this one here better. I'm like, all right, I think that one's shit, whatever. So yeah, it's great we can have different opinions, and guitars are at different price levels now good enough as well, where people can pick up several guitars. Like a $300 guitar used to be terrible, now they're really good. So yeah, we can all have what we like, which is cool. And I agree with you, Ben. Strats are comfortable to play. I just haven't found my Strat yet. I think that's what it is. Once I get looking for him, we'll be all good. Benny says, SB, you're not the first person to put Duncans in a Gibson. By far, I understand the feeling though. I mean, it must piss Gibson off when they have to reissue an artist's guitar and it has Duncans in it or anything else because they're not using Pro Bookers. Why aren't they using Pro Bookers? Nobody uses them as their signature pickups. Slash, for example, doesn't buy a Les Paul and then put Pro Bookers in it. It's very disappointing. By the way, if you have been jonesing for a Slash Les Paul, an Epiphone Slash Les Paul, Thomann currently selling them for €599, which I think is the price they should have debuted at, considering their specs. So if you're after a Slash Les Paul, now's the time to buy one over at Thomann, and presume other companies as well will have them for the same price for the next week or two. But yeah, but also if you're in a buying mood, t-shirts with funny looking Chord Dave on them is a great purchase. Supports the channel and is fashionable. Be seen at NAMM next week, so there you go. I wish I had a spare one to give to Cesar if I do see him. Anyway, I don't. Scott Brower says, a Squier funeral pyre fire. That's well spotted. Siggy says, the SG is great, especially in Shell Pink. Played mine so much lately. Shell Pink is a very nice color. I know Muddy H2O is a Shell Pink one as well. Or is it a different? Maybe he didn't buy that one actually. I think he bought the blue one because he knows blue is the best color. But yeah, Shell Pink is a nice color for him. I'm glad you like yours. Yeah, SGs are great. I love them. Scott says, do any of you know anyone that was buried with a guitar? No. Because if he was around here, he'd be dug up and the guitar would be sold. But anyway, there you go. SB says, I know, I had a better idea on how it felt. Imagine spray painting a good pair of leather shoes. Now imagine doing the same with a pair of Converse All-Stars. That's exactly how I feel. I mean, I like your description. The descriptive use of language there is touching. Al says, my PRS guitars are the most comfortable guitars in my collection. But here in Brazil, I had to buy a sub 200 EWR. It's not bad. It stays in tune. Can't say about the tone as I have a Fender Mustang. Let me see. That is a good point, Al. PRS guitars are great. I love them. They're very comfortable and enjoyable to play. I've never played PRS I didn't enjoy, so that's a good thing. Weirdly though, I wouldn't put them at the top of my favorite guitars list. My Custom 22 though was a fantastic guitar. Sorry to have sold that one, but hey, they come and go. They come and go. Scott says, Dave, what's some Irish Easter things that's strange? Oh Jesus, I don't know. Because I don't know what's considered strange in other countries, like just eggs. I know. I know my American ex-girlfriend was like, why do you have large chocolate eggs at Easter? Like, I don't know, we just do. Uh, yeah, I don't think they had them in the part of the United States she grew up in. So I'd always send her one of those when it was time for Easter. And get her one of those. And now, I don't know. She was my reference point for what's weird outside of Ireland, and now she's not here, so I don't know. I'd have to think on it. Probably that they always manage to sell out of Easter eggs before Easter, and then just all Easter decoration disappears out of all the shops. So anyway, that's the weirdness. Problem bookers. Yeah, problem bookers. Indeed, Scott. Um, Scott says, "Give him the one off your back. He won't soon forget you." Yeah. I could. I don't know. I don't know if I want to walk around topless at NAMM. I've been working out lately, but not to the extent where I want to walk around shirtless. Uh, I don't want to get kicked out on my first NAMM. But we'll see what happens. Cesar might get me kicked out if he does see me. Who knows? Ryan says, I hated Strats. Then I decided I wanted one. I got one, liked it for an hour, then sold it. Now I want one. Well, there you go. That's how it is. It changes. Our tastes, I suppose, change and stuff like that. But yeah, liked it for an hour. Love it. Didn't Dwayne Allman have his guitar put in his coffin? Oh, possibly somebody like that. I hadn't thought of. Yeah, you're probably spot on with that, Al. I would expect you to be. Siggy says, I feel like it doesn't matter how good Gibson make their pickups. People will always buy other brands because they cost more, which equals better, as everyone knows. Very good. Very good. Yes, you're picking up on exactly what it is. Yeah, I mean, look, for me, I just want guitars for the most part to be stock. I don't really like to change stuff out. But like say, for example, in a Harley Benton or something like that, I'll change out the pickups. Yeah, absolutely. But like if I'm buying a Gibson or a Fender, I pretty usually trust that I'm buying something that sounds like it's supposed to. But yeah, I guess it's a very good point. More expensive equals better. Know people who think that about everything. Uh, SB says, lol, touching, ooh, Dave, life doesn't revolve around GH specials, please. SB, we almost got through the whole show without GH specials being mentioned. But there you go. It's fine. We never get through a whole show, so it's fine. Oh, I know. Angus Young left Malcolm's guitar with him when they buried him. Well, there you go. William Forrest says, Bach's Music have a sale of Paisley guitars, plenty of Strat style guitars, some less than half price. I can't beat that, less than half price. Ryan says, didn't EVH put one with Dimebag Darrell when he was buried? Yes, I think so. That is true. Scott, you've had to delete a few messages today. But yeah, that one was probably more appropriate to delete for sure. Hi, Snow Bunny. Interesting comment. SB says, Dave, Cesar, that comb over sucks. Dave gets sued 5 times and kicked off now. Yeah. I could probably end up in trouble if I do see the Gibsons walking around. Benny says Duncans are cheaper than Gibson pups, though. Gibsons are expensive. Yeah, for well, in terms of like the antiquities and stuff, can be more expensive. But yeah, for the most part, they would be. Scott says, I checked the channel about section first. All right. Curious. I can't go to the channel. Can I? Probably not. No. I'll check in another window at some point. But sounds good. I'm sure it is. Oh, we do have good fun here on a Saturday night on 3 Chord Dave live. But guys, look, we're wrapping up, I think, because it's 5 minutes to 12, which is closing time here at 3 Chord Dave live. yeah, a big week ahead. We got NAMM. Got to travel like all the way to California, which is far. How far is it? Let's find out. How far from to LA? There we go. 8,000 kilometers, so whatever that is. So yeah, it's going to take like 12 hours to get there, which is a long time to be stuck on a plane, but hey, whatever. Yeah, so 8,000 kilometers plus lots of guitar content, lots of hopefully good times, good music, good folks going to be there. Going to hopefully bump into a few other YouTubers and say hey to them. So look out for other YouTubers on the channel. Join me on Thursday for the live stream if you can. It's starting at 10 a.m. Well, the NAMM show is opening the doors 10 a.m. on Thursday morning LA time. So keep an eye out for me. I know folks will be in work and will be, if they're not in work, might be just taking it easy or doing stuff. But keep an eye out and join us if you can. I will be putting out videos from Wednesday, or maybe not Wednesday, but Thursday, Friday, and Saturday as well. Because I'll be going to NAMM on Saturday, I think. So keep an eye out for that as well. Feel free I'm going to try and get a video out before I go as well. So we'll see what I can get out. But yeah, all the big content's coming towards the end of the week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And yeah, looking forward to it. Guys, it's been super cool. Thank you so much for joining me. Lots of great comments and chats and stuff like that. I do love you all. You mean a lot to me. Every single one of you. Honestly, I say this a lot, but on a Saturday night, it means a lot to be able to come and hang out with you guys. So thank you so much for that. This has been a goal of mine to go to the NAMM show when I set up this channel. The next goal is to get free guitars. So we got to work on that. Maybe we can do something at NAMM to make that happen. But yeah, super excited. Can't wait. Bucket list item for sure being ticked off here. So join me this week when we talk about, what do you call it? When we go to NAMM and we see what it's all about and we have a lot of fun. So yeah, I'll be back though. No Chord Dave live next week, by the way, because of being away. We'll be back with another one then after that. But for now, guys, I'll be back with another guitar related video very soon. Until then, thank you so much for joining me and make sure you take care.